Hey everyone, it's Janine with 49 and Market, and today I am excited to talk to you about our dye-based inks with Ranger. The 49 and Market inks from Ranger are absolutely beautiful, magnificent, and I want to just take a few moments and tell you all about them so you too will fall in love with them just as much as I have. So come take a look. These inks are highly pigmented, delivering vibrant, true color results. The formulator that was designed is exactly what we set out to achieve. It has exceptional blendability, which is the key for creating seamless transitions in your projects. They are water reactive, meaning they'll unlock a whole world of watercolor and mixed media techniques. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But we also want to point out that the color palette works perfectly with your 49 and Market papers and embellishments. The best ways to showcase the seamless nature of these inks. You may have noticed that there's a lot of dye-based inks on the market, which have a lot of different properties and different way in which they're coming to you. Some of those other ink pads have a pool of ink kind of sitting on top of the surface. That can lead to very fast, but sometimes messy applications. The 49 and Market ink pads were created on a felt system, meaning that the ink is being held in layers of felt on the ink pad. This means that it's not really sitting on the surface, but it's rather inside. This gives us a more controlled application. I'm a bit of an old school girl. This is what my tried and true delivery system is. So this is my preference. Basically, all it means is that you just need to know how to use your tools properly and how to get the most out of your ink pad. So we begin by prepping our tools. Obviously, there are a lot of tools on the market right now. You have, the makeup brush kinds, Simon Hurley's ink blending brush, which is a lot of fun. And then you also have the domed blending tools, which that's kind of my go-to, but I know everybody has a different system. So I just kind of wanted to point out how you would go ahead and prepare your blending tool, whichever one you are comfortable using. The ink pads, you'll see, they may appear to be a little bit dry. They're not. That ink is suspended in there. They have all been filled to the same amount. Some colors, which are a little bit lighter in nature, may appear not quite as juicy, and that's really just because of the pigmentation load that some of the more vibrant, darker colors are going to have. So I'm just going to show you quickly. This is Daffodil, and you can't just go, okay, let me expect to get a lot of ink. You kind of really are working that brush into the pad to pick it up. So as you can see here, kind of on the tool itself, you really want to give a good go, putting a little bit of pressure down, and that way you will pick up the ink and then you can blend it seamlessly. Okay, so that's just a quick look at this is Daffodil, a lighter color. It is a light color. It's intended to be so. It achieves beautiful effects, and we love that. Looking at a darker color like Rainforest, and these are brand new pads. These are ones that I had just opened up just to give you a good look at things. Again, I'm putting pressure onto that. I'm rubbing it around that ink pad to pick up that color, and then you can see how beautiful that is. Very easy. This gives you great surface area with these large blending brushes. I'm also a big fan of my little blending tools over here. And same thing, but you can see how different that ink's gonna pick up based on the application of which tool you're going to use. So again, this is a foam topped applicator tool versus the brush over here. So just a quick little look at the two differences that you're gonna get. And you are going to see a darker variation of those colors being picked up. So, but again, I'm really working it in. I'm not just lightly going, oh, boom, 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 and expecting to pick up a lot of color. I'm grabbing it and I'm moving on that way. So that's just a quick look at some of the tools and how you want to make sure that you're really lifting the ink out of those layers of the felt so that you can use your tools properly for blending. So just to give you a little look, this is, I use my watercolor cardstock, the Tim Holtz Distress cardstock. I do like to use the smooth surface typically. I had covered it already with one of our irresistible rub-ons just to kind of show you a quick little look at the resist as well as some blending. So here I'll just take my Mint Chill. This is an older pad. Again, I'm really trying to rub in that tool so I can pick up the color. Kind of no rhyme or reason, but you can see how beautiful that's going to cover. It's a nice light color. I'm gonna show you how gorgeous these inks are as they blend with one another. And obviously, depending on which color combinations you use, you will get different effects, but you can see how the variations just go gorgeously together. Do some pink sands. Picking up that color into the blue, and we'll pick it up over there. And of course, I have to do rainforest in all my applications, and I will just show a quick little look with the large blending tool here. So that the blending brush. Show you how that nice coverage. So just a quick little look at how beautiful these inks are when put in use for blending. That blending brush did pick up a little bit extra on my rub on there, so I'm gonna just gently buff that off a little bit. So depending on how much ink you have on your applicator tool will depend for these particular rub-ons anyway for the resist. So I'm just kind of giving it a little wipe. I also want to mention they are water reactive. So just giving you a quick little look at that. If I spritz a little water, you can see I kind of went a little heavy on some of those dots. You can see that it is lifting away right there. I'm just going to speed things up and kind of just give it a little pull of the water so that you can see how beautiful that is. So that you get that like marbly, what's the word? Like a bleached kind of effect by pulling it up with some of that splatter. So just a quick little look at blending the backgrounds and just how easy these stamps work. So next we're gonna move into stamping with ease. Now for me, I am not the most delicate or careful crafter out there, I will say. So for me, I like having the felt base when it comes to stamping. It makes it just easier for me to ensure that I have even coverage without oversaturating anything and making a mess. So here, just for example, I will show you on a clear stamp over here. I'm dabbing it, making sure that I have a nice coverage, and I can easily apply it this way. And I do want to point out, I love how crisp the inks work. They look gorgeous. Again, these are dye-based inks, so I'm going to kind of just show you two different things. Just to quickly show you like an archival ink, same stamp, just so I can show you two different effects over here, which I probably should have cleaned off my stamp, but this is, what color? It's a watering can color. Okay, so just to show you a quick little look at how gorgeous the different inks are in different applications. Water reactive, I can simply take a little bit of water. I have water on my brush, and I can then blend it. And you'll see that it's almost gonna react kind of like a kid's coloring book, right? I can pull that ink and I can color my little pieces as I desire. So I love that effect. I love it especially on like some outline stamps of dragging in that color. I can also use it by just adding a little on the side here. I can then add it into my stamp with the dye-based ink, or I can use it on an archival as a watercolor. So this is a lot of fun. I use this technique all the time because I am not really the artistic one. This is more of a crafting skill for me. It's almost like that paint by numbers where I can then go and I can blend different colors in on my images. So I have a lot of fun doing this. As you can see, super easy. You can mix those colors together. You can use them separately. And then again, if you want to go into the dye-based one, which will have the stamped image, it will pull those edges, or you can carefully layer within. So it's really up to you in terms of how you want to work and manipulate the inks, but just a lot of different options. I will also say that if I go back to this little sheet over here, I have fun with these, using that resist rub-on kind of as a guide, almost like a stamped image, but it almost makes it easier to keep the ink inside the lines. So I'm just kind of adding in a little bits and pieces, and just to show you how easy that really is. The inks just move. I mean, I could not be happier with how these have come out. You know, they really are like a watercolor ink, whether you are using it from the pad or you're putting it on the side here or you're using those re-inkers. They just make it super, super easy. So just really quick little demos to just kind of show you how that's going to work together. So I hope that this shed a little light on our inks to you. If those ink pads seem a little dry, I highly recommend just making sure that you're using your blending tools appropriately and really getting in there. You can always, if you want, you have the option to get re-inkers, which are available separately. Those re-inkers, if you want to juice up that pad and make it juicier, you by all means can. I think it's all about what's comfortable for you as the user and what works for your projects. So thanks for joining me. Take care and see you soon.